It's just a bunch of... anyway, they're kind of famous, and I don't know anything about it, Yoshi, so pull me up if I'm wrong, for being the first surfboard company to come out with sort of computer-designed... like they... Am I wrong? Like...
Sorta.
Yeah, right.
Well,
so here's the craftsman right here that's done it since the dawn of time, and surfing's only like 80, 60 years old or whatever.
It's just like a more old school way.
Yeah.
That surfboard
but there's more care goes into it.
Yeah,
You're
to like I
one
say,
board at a
yeah, it's
time.
like make a boards for more like individually, like include not just only shaping design, include artwork
Yeah.
and what they want to. I spend time to talk to them, what kind of color they want to, or I want to like a shiny finish, I want to be matte finish, or, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just,
Wow.
Yeah. And you... Oh, God. I've said it to you so many
How
times
many people
online.
do that, though? Are there many people that do that?
yeah.
No, we're
Well,
all
even
burping.
more... Yeah, I know, we're all
We're all
burping, man. We can do it. Like, I've said it to you so many times online. Like, I see these pictures that he puts up without an even... like, they're just it's a completely different kind of board.
Is that?
But I also...
Well, look at this sort of artwork, right?
Yeah.
The depth of the colours and the shine and the res, I don't even know.
Yeah.
But I often say to Yoshi online, I said, if anyone puts fucking wax on that, I'll kick their ass. Like
that
Mark
doesn't
Smith,
mean-
one of your customers, Mark Smith, he hangs them on the wall.
Yeah.
It's like a beautiful piece of art that goes on the wall. But I could just go down, to the local surf shop and buy a stick and surf on it. And
And what were you going to say? You also...
why don't you surf, Rika?
Yeah.
What's wrong? What's happened? How long have you lived on the Gold Coast?
I've never been able to do things like that.
Because every bloke you've ever... They're duds. What are they doing? Seriously. Who was the last surfer boyfriend you had?
I don't think I've ever dated a surfer.
Oh! There's the problems right now. Every episode.
Because when I was in high school, I don't know if you know much about Australian culture back in the 70s, but when I was in high school, like we used to call them skegs.
Yeah.
And the skegs used to like, they liked a certain type of girl, and I wasn't that girl. They liked the blonde, bikini bombshells and bikinis.
Yeah, but you're half Japanese.
Well, they didn't
You could
appreciate
still
half
change
Japanese girls back then.
God, I don't know. Look at that.
Oh, not this time.
Look at that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No one sells that sort of artwork. For a start, the painting, the artwork, your pinstriping details and all sort of
What other artwork can you do though? Can you do
Good question.
Yeah, I can do pretty much anything. Whatever you want. Yeah.
So are you an artist?
Well, maybe, yeah.
What did you do in Japan? What did you study in Japan? Like, did you used to draw well, paint well?
Yeah, I used to like drawing and painting. I loved it. Unfortunately, I don't really have much time to doing these days because it's pretty busy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, just like look at this. Just use a liquid to make a colors and put onto the fiberglass, and even I also does like this kind of airbrush and then tape up and pin lines and stuff. And
Do you have pictures? Like, you know how skateboards have pictures on them?
Mm-hmm.
Do you do pictures? No?
I can do pictures like I can do digital print whatever you
that
want
looks
to.
good.
Like whatever you want to,
Yeah.
just use a computer to
That
design,
looks good.
and then just digital print onto the special materials, and then just lay on the boards and then laminate with it. So pretty much like whatever you want to do, I can do it.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's
So when did you
kind.
start surfing?
Do you want it?
Sorry?
I can teach you.
Yeah?
See, like this, like a digital print. That's just all
okay.
the print onto the fabric,
Yeah.
and then just put onto the boards.
Yeah, she's going to teach me how to surf.
You should. That could be your 2018, Rika.
Excuse? Yeah. Well, so introduce yourself. Like, why you guys having an interview tonight? What's it about?
Well, Rika is actually the co-host in this show. Yoshi.
We do this
The
every
last,
Tuesday.
yeah.
Oh, every Tuesday.
Yeah.
Every Tuesday, man. And
Every
Okay.
Tuesday with a different guest.
yeah, seriously.
Right.
So Rika's. I always say Rika asks the same stupid questions that I ask. So that's been really good, and we drink beers, and we always have a
Yeah.
good time every Tuesday night. So
Okay.
it's great, man. And I always annoy Rika because she's obviously very attractive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I'm always trying to find out where the blokes are. Like, why are you single? I know.
I
I've just
don't
found out
know.
why. No, I've just found out why.
Because I don't date a surfer.
No surfers.
I wouldn't even know where to meet a surfer.
Well, go to the beach.
I do go to the beach. I go to the beach all the time, but I don't
You
go
do.
surfing.
Yeah, we've all been stand-up paddleboarding for a long time. Down,
Yeah,
You know?
we have to do that again.
Yeah. So that, as a big group.
I'd like to learn how to surf, but I think I'm too old.
Here's the thing. Here's the
so
thing
negative.
that I reckon you'd agree with me, Yoshi. Surfing, most people get hung up on the thought of actually standing up and surfing, but surfing is just being in the water.
Yeah.
The endless paddling, the learning how it all goes. Like, you know what I mean? It's not standing up is a pain in the ass. Like,
yeah, well, you don't have to stand up. Like,
No.
you just get a fucking white wash, push, and then feel over that, just skimming on the surface, and then it makes you feel
Okay,
good.
let's
and
go
meanwhile, you are
surfing.
surfing. You are actually you're in that addiction. It's just being at the beach.
Oh,
and
let's go.
meanwhile, your muscles are getting strong. Your shoulders and your brown tanned ass.
Just wash out everything in the ocean. Like, it just gives you feel like, when you swim into the ocean, dip in, and
It's
it
so
doesn't
good.
matter, just a swim. Like, you feel good,
Yeah.
because you just taking out everything,
Yeah.
a mind or outside of the body or whatever.
Yeah.
But don't do that fucking bodyboarding stuff. That's not surfing.
Oh no, see, because normally when I go to the beach, I usually just go to lie on the beach because I like listening to.
Yeah,
I like
well,
the
that's
sun.
another healing too. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you get your hair wet?
I never
No,
do
I
that.
do
Okay.
sometimes, but my main thing is because I like the feeling of the sun on my skin, and I like listening to the waves while I'm just lying there, feeling like I'm burning to a crisp.
Yeah.
And when it gets too
Baking.
hot, that's when I go in.
Yeah.
Well, can I tell you something frustrating? I once went out with a girl, and I'd go to the beach, and she'd come along with all her, like a bikini and all that sort of stuff, and her hair done and makeup. And I realised every time I took her to the beach, she would never go in the water, or if she did, she'd never get her face wet.
Yeah.
And it became the worst thing.
Why?
It's like, could you just she's not actually in the water.
Yes,
She isn't being
yes, yes.
free with herself. Like, even though her hair and makeup
but
looks good.
sometimes I don't like getting my hair wet because I've got such thick hair.
Yeah, but
No, well, because
Well,
it takes
most
so long
girls
to dry.
like most girls even take shower, not even fucking wash the head. Why? I was like,
Right.
I wash my head every time. But
But your hair...
you got no hair. What do you do? Is
that's
shaved.
why. Yeah.
No, but yeah, because it takes so long to dry.
Yeah,
it
that's
It
why.
just takes too long to dry. And if you've got to go to work, you don't want to sit there styling it.
Yeah, but
every
how about
single
this?
day.
The thought of a girl who's just like sun, there's a bit of sun in her hair that only happens through the salt water process, and the no makeup, a little bit freckly. There's nothing more cute than a girl that enjoys getting her hair wet in the surf. That's only my asshole opinion, but
Yeah.
that's what I mean. I had this girlfriend. She never got free.
Yeah.
She was never free in her own mind that she could just like disappear under the waves and get back to nature that way.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel that. I know how she
Yeah.
feels because I won't, if I've got something to do later on that day, I won't go under the water because I can't.
Yeah.
It just takes too much time
Does
to.
it?
Yeah.
You don't seem like that sort of person. I don't know. I'm saying.
yeah. I thought it looked pretty sexy, like a girls into the water and got wet and
Yeah.
not really suitable. Like chicks got so much makeup on top of that.
Yeah.
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 That's right.
Oh no,
Yeah,
I agree with that. Like, 'cause some
100%,
girls,
yeah.
you see some girls on the beach, and they're like, they look like they should be on the cover of a magazine, don't they? So-
Yeah.
Or more to the point, it highlights their own sort of fear that they might think that they're not pretty without makeup and their hair done.
Or maybe
that's
they're
what
just-
we see. We
Yeah.
go, oh, you don't understand. We think you're beautiful already.
So
you
it's
don't.
working the opposite then, because they might actually be going that extra, 10 steps because they think they might meet Mr. Right on the beach. They might meet that surfer.
Yeah,
You
but-
know?
Yeah.
But then the
but-
surfer's going, whoa, she's got way too much makeup on.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it could be true.
That's it.
Wow.
So, Yoshi, you been slaying any birds lately? Don't answer that.
Are you single?
What's the surf culture in Ulladulla like? Do they have many shops down there? It's famous for that, right? I think, if I'm not mistaken, like the old surf
Well,
movies.
Many local people not really talking out about the place because it's a beautiful place. Everyone loves it. It's so many great places to go for surf, and I don't really even want to talk about
Okay.
a lot. But mostly I'm going there. It's just that I got so many good friends there, and it just people are so pure and natural. I
Okay.
just hitting myself too. It's just like walking here all the time, just busy, walking, and it's like, I still loved my job, but to
You get
going there,
trapped
just-
into working.
just
Me
to
too.
chill out and just hang
Yeah.
out with good people and.
I think for
fully
working people like yourself,
relax.
you have to move to another thing
Yeah.
and break the cycle of.
But how did you meet people in Ulladulla?
Because this guy, he came over. Well, he met my ex flatmate, and they met in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And then he came over to my place. I used to live in at the Kurangara, Kira, and then we just stay together for a few days, and then we became friends. And that was like maybe 7 years ago. And yeah, since then, I'm just making his board and. Yeah.
Wow.
So, just a pretty, solid, very good friendship. And, the friends, and a few boys, most boys from Aradara now, they live in Byron Bay. But one of my best friends are living over there. And then that day, just New Year's, they're having big party there. So,
Cool.
Yeah.
just went there last year.
How long have you been living in Australia?
15 years.
15 years. So, why Australia? Why did you choose Australia?
Because I wanna make boards. Like I wanna learn how to make boards. That's just.
But what about Hawaii? Because I thought Japanese like going to Hawaii.
because Hawaii I couldn't get a working holiday.
Oh, okay.
Australia, I saw like States or Hawaii or Australia.
Yeah.
But Australia only has working holidays, so
Yeah.
I just decided coming over here.
And, all right, so sorry, 101 questions. So why the Gold Coast? Is the Gold Coast the best for surfing?
Well, the Gold Coast is when I arrived in the first time ever,
Yeah.
and I just didn't have any English skills or anything.
Yeah.
And then just find a job, and then, well, my goal was just want to make boards. So, yeah, it's getting there.
You work for, was it Darcy? No?
No,
Who'd you work
I
for?
used to work in JR, Jason Rod.
Up at
and
Miami, is it right?
That was Mermaid.
Mermaid, right?
Yeah, and then working with Dan.
Who was the big shop there that had the big surfboard on the Nev? Were you at Nev?
Nev, yeah.
Yeah.
Nev was next door sort of thing.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah. Nev was there.
Yep.
Yeah, he's actually start shaping now.
Oh.
But maybe you should start interview him too, because he start doing the Nev house. It's called like full recycle plastic housing for the native people in the Papua New Guinea and that.
Wow. And he's on the Gold Coast still?
He's on the Gold Coast now, but now that just the government supporting him for his idea and the business and that, you love to talk.
What a great
Just
idea. Recycle plastic rubbish into housing.
Yeah,
Oh,
to build
God.
a house to the native people and school and just it just like wow, that's brilliant.
Wow.
And he's thinking like going to make a massive manufacturing factory like a recycle center just